It's gonna be a high profile. It'll be a high profile, will it? Be the end of what I heard. Yeah, let it be. Wait, no, sure. Yeah, the target didn't do the movement. And that happened. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to find out, okay? All right.
Thank you. Please be seated. Attorneys were 17, 15.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna bring him in after all done. Oh.
Okay.
So, Mr. Cook, you have high profile, you doing less?
His attorney's on the line?
I was straight on the line.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I'd like to do, if that's okay. Good evening. This is the time for the 8 p.m. calendar and initial appearance court on April 29th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints made on the first calendar of this month will apply to all hearings on this calendar. I will call you each up to the podium one at a time. Please listen for your name. I'm then going to announce whoever is up next. Please sit in the chair that's right outside of the courtroom. I'll let you know what you've been arrested for, what your next court dates are, and any release conditions that I'm ordering today. We'll go ahead and start with Mr. Cooks first, which I believe they're going to get him right now, and then we'll have Marion Ogletree to the chair, please. And then Mr. Feldman, I do see that we have you on the line, and then Mr. Garcia, we have you on the line as well. Perfect. Let's go ahead and bring Mr. Cooks into the courtroom. Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Corey Cooks,
Your date of birth?
11/08/1999.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court new case. Mr. Cooks, I do believe your attorney is on the line. Mr. Feldman, did you want to announce?
Yes, good evening, Your Honor. Adam Feldman for Mr. Cooks Jr.
Thank you. And then Mr. Garcia?
Thank you. Good evening, Your Honor. Stephen Garcia on behalf of the state.
Thank you. And Mr. Feldman, are you going to be representing Mr. Cooks going forward or just for today's purposes?
Let's do it for today's purposes. I've only been contracted for today. I anticipate that it'll be for the full duration, but let's just keep it for today at this point.
Okay, we'll do that. Mr. Cooks, we are here today on a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of murder in the second degree, a Class 1 felony. Mr. Feldman, did you want to be heard on probable cause today?
I have reviewed the Form 4. I do think there's probable cause, so I will not make arguments for that.
Okay, I will find probable cause. Mr. Cooks, I will have an attorney appointed to represent you at your next hearing. Mr. Feldman is here today. If Mr. Feldman ends up representing you moving forward, he will likely file a notice of appearance, which will overwrite my appointment, but I do want to make sure that you at least have an attorney at your next hearing. I am going to set that next hearing for a status conference on May 5th at 8:30 a.m. in the downtown Superior Court, and a preliminary hearing on May 8th at 8:30 a.m., same location. Mr. Garcia, I did receive the state's recommendation. Did you want to add anything additional to that?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. And Mr. Feldman, did you receive the state's recommendation?
I did.
Did you want to be heard on release conditions?
I would, thank you. As outlandish as this may sound, I am asking that he be released to pretrial services with ankle monitoring device or a substantial reduction from the state's recommendation of a $500,000 secured bond. If there has to be a bond, I'd submit something in the level of $25,000 secured appearance. After reading the Form 4, it appears in this situation there was only one individual who wanted violence, who brought violence, who instigated every aspect of this case, and it is the decedent. That's the plain reading of this Form 4. It also strikes me that the person we have standing before us did what any responsible gun owner should have done, in the sense that he contacted law enforcement. Him and his partner who he was with contacted law enforcement multiple times over. The decedent is the individual who continued to return to the scene of the crime. But ultimately, they were his crimes. It was destruction of property. It was an aggravated assault with what I would submit is a deadly weapon. When you throw a rock at somebody, hit them in the head hard enough, they die. So you put those two things together. The decedent continued to flee the scene and then return. He knew his presence was unwanted. He knew the police were going to be there, as they were. He was probably close to the scene, watching as the police came and ultimately left. Then my client, along with his partner, the complainant, they called the police multiple times. They waited for the police even after the incident. And then my client submitted to a post-arrest and post-Miranda interview, all things that we would want law-abiding citizens to do. He's born and raised in Arizona. He has a child. He has full-time employment. In fact, he tends to work even more than full-time, gaining overtime hours at his employment. He has no criminal history. He is not a flight risk. He's not a danger to the community. While this is a dangerous offense, while there could technically be a prison sentence associated with it, I would submit that's going to be entirely up to the jury, because everything I've read falls within the confines of ARS and his ability to defend himself and defend another in self-defense and in crime prevention. So just because the state has labeled this as a murder too, I submit at best the charging decision should have been manslaughter, sudden passion or sudden quarrel. But the idea that this should be a $500,000 bond, secured bond, I would submit that's wholly inappropriate. There's no indication that he is a danger to the community, or that he would not appear. His family immediately came to his side and hired myself, so hired counsel for him, is doing everything possible to take this as serious as it is. So with that, Your Honor, I would submit and certainly open to any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Feldman. I appreciate that. Mr. Garcia?
Thank you, Your Honor. Certainly, it does seem that there were some events that led up to the incident. However, when the incident did occur, reading the Form 4, it appears that the accused shot an unarmed victim after the victim threw a rock at the accused's vehicle. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Mr. Cooks, there's about 15 different factors that I have to take in consideration when setting release conditions. Your attorney and the state have both mentioned a lot of those. I do have to take a look at your criminal history, which there virtually is none. I do have to look at things such as danger to the community, your likelihood to actually appear at the next court date that I'm setting. And so I'm kind of struggling with the nature of the allegations versus what allegedly has happened. I do agree with your attorney. There does seem to be a lot, at least in the very little information that we have right now, in terms of potential arguments that you have down the line. But there's a lot we don't know at this point in time. I'm not going to quite go with the state's recommendation. I am going to set a bond, though, because I do have some concerns about the nature of what allegedly had happened. So I am going to set a secured bond today in the amount of $100,000. As a part of that, if you do post that bond, I am going to order that pretrial services supervises you in the community and they install an electronic monitor on you prior to your release. A portion of that electronic monitor, what's going to be required of you, is to be on house arrest. Now, your attorney did mention that you do have a job currently. If you do need to work out any type of transportation to or from your employment, pretrial services, pretrial services can work that out with you. But otherwise, I am ordering house arrest as a condition of your release. I'm also going to order that you not return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and no driving without a valid driver's license. All that's going to be in your paperwork. I'll make sure that your attorney does receive a copy of your release orders today as well. You will get additional information when you get to processing on the bonding procedures, so you can post that using a bonding company. Do you have any questions specifically about my release orders?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Feldman, anything else that you'd like to bring up today?
Will the release order say, so I heard house arrest and I heard the possibility of being permitted to go to work. Would the court be willing to say house arrest with curfew at the discretion of the pretrial services, so it doesn't seem so final that it's house arrest 100%? Does that make sense?
So the release orders, Mr. Feldman, do say after installation, you may leave your home only during the hours approved by your pretrial officer. I'm not going to micromanage pretrial services. I think that they can work out with your client his working hours, but outside of working hours, my expectation would be that he would be at home.
Understood. Thank you. And then Mr. Cooks, I will see you tomorrow in the jail. Thank you, Judge.
And then anything else, Mr. Garcia?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we will adjourn on this matter. Mr. Cooks, you'll have a copy of your paperwork to take with you. Go ahead and grab that with the officer to your left and have a seat. And then Mr. Feldman, I'll have my staff send you a copy of the release orders.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you. And you both can disconnect unless you want to stick around. Mr. Garcia, are you appearing on the last one on the calendar?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll just hang back until you call that one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go and have Marianne Ogletree to the podium and Jason Peterson to the chair, please.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Marianne Ogletree, 4990.
Thank you. We are here today on 3 different cases. The first is a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of 2 counts of aggravated assault, class 4 felonies, 1 count of aggravated assault, class 6 felony, 1 count of disobeying or resisting an order or mandate of the court, class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of disorderly conduct, class 1 misdemeanor. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on May 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on May 8th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond in the amount of $25,000 on this case with pretrial services supervision and an electronic monitor to be installed prior to your release. We're also here today on 2 different probation violation warrants for violating terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney in that case as well. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on May 6th at 8:30, also in the downtown Superior Court, and I will issue a secured bond in the amount of $500 on each of those 2 cases. So you have a total bond of $26,000, If you do post bond, I'm ordering that you not have contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, no possessing any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must obey any terms of any order of protection or order against harassment that has been or will be issued. Finally, I'm ordering that you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours if you do post that bond. All that information will be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Jason Peterson to the podium and Damian Tona to the chair, please. Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Jason Michael Peterson, 12/2/77.
Thank you. We are here today on a grand jury warrant. You were indicted on 1 count of narcotic drug possession for sale, Class 2 felony, 1 count of dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession or use of a weapon in a drug offense, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, from an incident in October of 2024. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you in this case. I am setting an arraignment hearing on May 7th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court, and I will affirm the bond in the grand jury warrant. That's a $50,000 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, and no contacting any of the arresting officers.
So I get $50,000 bond or $50,000 cash?
$50,000 secured bond.
Secure bond, okay.
Correct.
All right.
All that information is going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Up is going to be with the officer to your left.
Sir, over here, sir. Let me grab some of that's not yours.
Looking for it.
Damian Tona to the podium and Michael Lopez to the chair, please.
Hello.
Good evening. May I have your name and date of birth?
Damian Tony, 12/23/03.
Thank you. We are here today on a grand jury warrant. You were arrested on allegations of aggravated assault of a correctional employee, Class 5 felony, from an incident in May of 2024. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am
All right.
setting an arraignment hearing on May 7th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in the grand jury warrant. That's a $25,000 secured bond.
All
Now,
right.
I do understand that you're currently serving a term at DOC, is that correct? Okay, so you do have release conditions on here and a secured bond, but don't post that bond because you're being held in your other case. But
Yeah.
all the information will be in your paperwork, and talk to your attorney about what to expect next.
All right, babe.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Michael Lopez to the podium and Angela Reveles to the chair, please. Michael Lopez? Is he a house call officer? Oh, okay. Angela Reveles to the podium? And then we'll have Michael Ruby to the chair, please. Good evening. May I have your name and date of birth?
Angela Marie Velas, 7499.
Thank you. We are here today on a grand jury warrant. You were indicted on 1 count of leaving an accident with a death or injury, Class 2 felony, from an offense in May 19th of 2023. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting an arraignment hearing on May 7th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court, and I will affirm the bond in the grand jury warrant of a $10,000 secured bond. Now, it's my understanding that you're currently serving time in DOC. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, don't post that bond, obviously, because you're
I
still
already
in
know.
custody. But all that information will be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Michael Ruby to the podium and Armando Chavarria to the chair, please. Michael Ruby.
Michael Ruby. Michael Ruby. Michael Ruby. Red. Michael. Michael.
Is Michael Ruby a house call as well?
He's number 9. Okay, I'll go get him.
Okay. Armando Chavarria to the podium and Andrea Benson to the chair, please. Sorry, if you're gonna be done stable standing up, you can stay in the chair if you want to. Just go ahead and if you can wheel yourself a little closer to the podium so that microphone can pick you up. Good evening, may I have your name and date of birth?
Armando Chavarria, 52990.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. We are here today on a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony, unlawful means of transportation, Class 6 felony, resisting arrest, Class 6 felony, drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, and criminal trespassing, 2 counts, both Class 1 misdemeanors. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on May 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on May 8th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond today in the amount of $5,000. That does mean you can use a bonding company. If you do postpone, I am ordering that pretrial services supervises you in the community and that they install an electronic monitor on you prior to your release. I'm also ordering that you not return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must, no driving without a valid driver's license. All that information is going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, go ahead and grab that paperwork from the officer to your left, and then you can go back in the gallery. Andrea Benson to the podium, and Daniel Melendez to the chair, please. Good evening, may I have your name and date of birth?
Andrea Benson, 72579.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court failure to appear bench warrant on a case involving dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony, and a second failure to appear bench warrant on a case involving dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. Should be the same attorney that was representing you previously. I am setting a status conference post warrant on May 5th at 8:30 a.m. in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in both warrants. It's a $3,500 bond on each case. So you have a total bond of $7,000. If you do postpone, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, and no contacting the arresting officers.
Okay.
All that information is going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, go and grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Daniel Melendez to the podium, and Zachary Dominguez to the chair, please. Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Daniel Melendez, December 2nd, 1997.
Thank you. We are here today on 3 different cases. All 3 are probation violation warrants for violating terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you on all 3 cases. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on May 6th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in all of the warrants. It's a $750 bond on the first case, $500 on the second, and $250 on the third. So it's a total bond of $1,500. If you do postpone, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Zachary Dominguez to the podium, and Jeremiah Shockey to the chair, please. Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Zachary Dominguez, 02-1803.
Thank you. We are here today on 3 different cases. The first is a Justice Court new case of the Arrowhead Justice Court. You were arrested on allegations of assault, Class 1 misdemeanor. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting an arraignment hearing in the Arrowhead Justice Court on May 6th at 8:30 a.m. I am going to issue a secured bond, in this case, in the amount of $500. We're also here today on 2 term 1 violations of your probation. I'll appoint you an attorney in those 2 cases as well. I'm setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on May 6th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. As of right now, both of your hearings are actually set on the same day and times in different courthouses. The system automatically sets those dates. Since I don't have access to the Justice Court calendar, I can't change that. But that information will be in your paperwork. I am appointing you an attorney, and you'll have access to a phone when you get back there. I would contact your attorney in those courts to see likely if the Justice Court case can be moved. I am going to issue a secured bond in the amount of $500 on each of your probation matters as well. So you have a total bond of $1,500. If you do postpone, I am ordering that you not return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any victim, complainant, or witness, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must obey any terms of any order of protection or order against harassment that has been or will be issued. I'm also ordering that you may not reside at the same location as any listed victim. If you do share a common residence, you must find an alternative place to stay and bring proof to your next court date. All that information is going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Jeremiah Shockey to the podium and Hannah Corwin to the chair, please. Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Jeremiah Shockey, 31380.
Thank you. We are here today on a probation violation warrant for violating terms 3, 5, and 15. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you in your case. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on May 6th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in the warrant. That's a $1,000 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 24 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
I already just posted bond last week on this. Why are they violating me and doing it again?
Let me take a look. So when did you say you posted bond?
Like a week ago. $1,500.
So it does look like that you were seen in this initial appearance court on March 31st. You did have a bond set on you for a probation violation. Another hearing was set on April 7th at 8:30. And it looks like that's the hearing, that hearing was continued, and then you then you had another petition to revoke your probation filed. So there's actually 2 active probations to terminate your probation right now. So this is a new probation termination petition.
Even though I just got out and there's no way.
They filed another one. It was issued, looks like, less than 2 weeks ago.
I wasn't even out 2 weeks ago.
So the warrant was signed on April 16th of 2025.
But she said I didn't get out until the 30th, right?
So you were seen on March 31st on your last petition.
Yes.
I don't have an order. I don't have anything here. It looks like you posted bonds on the 4th
Of April?
of April. And this was filed about 2 weeks later.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and then take a seat. Hannah Corwin to the podium and Martin Ringgold to the chair, please. Good evening. May I have your name and date of birth?
It's Hannah Corwin, 03/31/93.
Thank you. We are here today on 3 different probation violation cases. Sorry, give me 1 second. Apologize, I misspoke. It's 2 probation violations and then a new case. You were arrested on new allegations of dangerous drug possession, class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on May 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on May 8th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. We're also here today on 2 probation violation warrants for failing to appear. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you, should be the same attorney. And I'm setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on May 6th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a $250 secured bond on each of your cases, so you have a total bond of $750. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that information is going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat.
Thank you.
Martin Ringgold to the podium and Jason Kloss to the chair, please. Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Martin Lewis Ringgold, May 20th, 1964.
Thank you. We are here today on a probation violation warrant for violating terms 3, 4, 5, and 15 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you in this case. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on May 6th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in the warrant. That's a $1,000 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 24 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Jason Kloss to the podium and Jacob Kemp to the chair, please. Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Case management clause 11/29/1976.
Thank you. We are here today on a probation violation warrant for violating terms 3, 4, and 5 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you in this case. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on May 6th at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond of the warrant. That's a $500 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Jacob Kemp to the podium and Autumn Peace to the chair, please. Good evening. May I have your name and date of birth?
Jacob Kemp, October 10th, 1989.
Thank you. We are here today on a probation violation warrant for violating terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on May 6th at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond of the warrant. That's a $500 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release.
Okay.
All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Autumn Peace to the podium, and then Devin Taylor to the chair, please. Good evening. May I have your name and date of birth?
Autumn Peace, 11/02/99.
Thank you. We are here today on 2 different cases. There is a probation violation warrant and then a Superior Court arrest warrant. On your arrest warrant, you were charged with 1 count of dangerous drug possession, class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony, from an incident in August of 2024. I will appoint you an attorney and set a status conference on May 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on May 8th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. We're also here today on a probation violation for violating terms 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 15 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney in that case as well. Set a probation revocation arraignment hearing on May 6th at 8:30, also in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a $250 secured bond on each case, so a total bond of $500. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Devin Taylor to the podium, and then Jordan Johnson to the chair, please. Devin Taylor? Devin Taylor? Devin Taylor? Move 9 to the bottom, since we don't know where he's at. Mr. Taylor, may I have your name and date of birth one more time?
Gavin Taylor, 51101.
Thank you. I know you were just on my 5 p.m. calendar, but 4 more warrants did pop up after the hearing concluded, so we're going to do those today. We're here today on 4 additional probation violation warrants for violating term 1. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you in those cases as well. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on May 6th at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond in the amount of $100 on each of those cases, so that's $400 total. That's on top of the bond that was set on your other case earlier today. I'm also going to order that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions? Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Jordan Johnson to the podium and Kimberly Bemis to the chair, please. Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Jordan Johnson, March 13th, 93.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of narcotic drug possession, Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on May 14th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on May 16th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That's a promise to appear at your next court date. So let me get through everything and then I'll give you the opportunity, okay? I am also ordering as a part of your release that you not possess any drugs without a valid prescription and no contact with any of the arresting officers. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Did you have a question?
Yeah, so is that 2 charges or is that just 1?
It's 2 different charges. It's 1 count of narcotic drug possession and 1 count of drug paraphernalia.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Go ahead and grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Kimberly Bemis to the podium and Glenn Harris to the chair, please. Good evening. May I have your name and date of birth?
Kimberly Ruth Bemis, 7257.
Thank you. Do you have a different middle name?
No,
Jean?
no.
Did you ever go by Kimberly Jean?
I'm sorry. The police officers made that up in the front seat of the car while they were typing in the information.
Okay.
I always thought it was so funny. I was like, why would they just add that? Crazy.
All your other identifying information is the same. What I would suggest doing is contact.
Oh, no. They'll be sued. That's criminal.
That's
criminal.
What I'm saying is for today's purposes, I'm going to move forward with this hearing today because all of your other identifying information is the same. I would suggest talking with your attorney about your middle name because it is.
I don't need to. Thank you, though.
We are here today on a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of narcotic drug possession, Class 4 felony, dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, and criminal trespassing, Class 3 misdemeanor.
Bravo.
Let's go ahead and have her taken to a safe cell. I'll do her hearing as a house.
Say what? I couldn't hear him. I know, but what did he say?
Glenn Harris to the podium.
How are you?
Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Glenn Harris, 12182.
Thank you. We are here today on what's called a fugitive of justice case. That's an out-of-state warrant for your arrest. I saw that you had that placard there in front of you. Did you have the opportunity to review that?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. I'm going to go over everything with you. Just I want to make sure you at least had the opportunity, okay? So we are, as I stated, we are here today on an out-of-state warrant. That's a warrant out of, I believe it's Texas, but let me double check. Yeah, it's a warrant out of Texas for your arrest. So you do have some options at this time in terms of what you do in terms of this warrant. As I say, you have a warrant out of Texas, so you have a choice to make at this time. You could choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to the requesting state within 30 days, or you can demand an extradition hearing at the governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are returned to Texas. If you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you would be held non-bondable in the Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30 days to allow time for Texas to come and get you. That 30-day period would begin tomorrow as long as you don't have criminal charges pending against you anywhere in Arizona. If there are criminal charges pending against you, that 30-day period will not begin until those charges are resolved. If you do want to have an extradition hearing, which you have a right to do so, I will set a hearing in the downtown Superior Court on May 12th at 1:30 p.m. I cannot appoint you an attorney in this case because extradition cases are civil in nature, but you do have the right to hire an attorney at your own expense if you choose. Because this does appear to be a probation violation warrant, you are held non-bondable during the time that you have your extradition case. Governor's warrant signed by the governors of both states is required to extradite you back to Texas, and that whole process could take up to 90 days. So you have the two different options. You can waive your rights and voluntarily return back to Texas today, or we can set an evidentiary hearing, and we can have a hearing in the downtown Superior Court to determine if you are extraditable. Those are your two options. Do you have any questions about what your options are?
So if I don't go back to Texas today, and I go to the hearing court, I won't be bondable, I won't be,
Correct.
I will
So
sit
you're
in
held
jail until,
non-bondable either way. It's whether or not you
Okay.
want to have a hearing on whether you're extraditable.
well, let's go back.
Okay, so I do have to go over some.
Now, I am on probation out here?
Do you have a probation violation right now?
No,
Let me check a couple things first.
like, so I'm on probation for what this violation in Texas is over. Does that make sense?
Was your probation transferred to Arizona?
Yeah, I had transferred my probation to Arizona, I was in interstate compact, I had got off that in March of, I want to say 2023, or 2024 rather,
Okay, so
and
there-
then
I don't have any criminal charges pending in my system in Maricopa County. That doesn't mean that there aren't other charges pending against you anywhere in Arizona. But the fact that you're on probation here shouldn't hold you up from going back to Texas.
okay.
If you have a hesitation on that, I can go ahead and set a hearing in the downtown Superior.
Well, like, what does that mean if I have probation here? What does that mean I have to do?
So, I mean, you have probation here, but it's just supervising your probation from Texas. Texas
No, no,
just
no.
filed,
No, so I had got released off the interstate compact,
okay,
and I was put on another 2 years probation for possession of paraphernalia,
oh, for a different.
here in the state of Oklahoma, or in
So
Arizona.
Texas at least issued a warrant for probation violation.
Okay,
So I don't know if.
so I just have to go back there, handle that, and then come back?
Correct. Essentially, that's what that would be.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over everything to make sure that you're making this decision under your own free will. So you said you read the waiver of extradition paperwork, is that correct?
Say again?
You read the waiver of extradition
Yes.
paperwork? Do you understand that you do not have to sign this paperwork?
Yes,
Do you understand that you have the right to have an extradition hearing?
yes,
Do you understand that you have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense?
yes,
Do you understand that you have the right to demand that the governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are returned to Texas?
yes,
Do you want to give up those rights and sign this paperwork?
yes,
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to sign this paperwork?
no,
Have you had any drugs, alcohol, or medication in the last 24 hours that affects your ability to make a decision?
no,
I do find that you are knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily waiving and signing the waiver. I am also signing it. I am directing the sheriff's office to notify the requesting state that you are ready to return. The requesting state will have 30 days from tomorrow to pick you up unless there are other local charges pending. If there are other local charges pending, then that 30-day period will not begin until the conclusion of that case. Do you have any questions?
where do I sit until they come get me?
So you'll be in the Maricopa County Jail for up to 30 days. They could come and get you tomorrow. They could come and get you at day 29. But after 30 days, if they have not come and picked you up, you would be released.
Okay,
Okay? I'm gonna have you step up here to the right. I need to have you sign twice, and then we'll get you on your way. To the officer. And officer, did we find Michael Ruby? Yes, he's here. Okay, Michael Ruby, let's go ahead and bring you in the courtroom.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Good evening. May I have your name and date of birth?
Michael Anthony Ruby Jr., 06. I'm sorry, my mind slips like an old transmission
Is
sometimes.
it 062679?
Yes, thank you.
We are here today on a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on May 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on May 8th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond today in the amount of $10,000. That does mean you can use a bonding company. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not have contact with any victim, complainant, or witness, no weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription. All that information is going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
Your Honor, I think that's a little unfair. I called for medical emergency. I suffer from a heart condition, and I was treated with indifference. And sometimes our perception of people we could be deceived by a person's appearance and not really get to know them and know their true character. And I used a few choice, colorful words, but not ever did I threaten the fire department. they're,
So, sir, I'm gonna cut you off only because anything that you say in court today is being recorded and I don't want it to be used against you.
thank you,
The
Your Honor.
allegations that are in front of me today,
Okay,
that I have from the arresting agency, are that you allegedly had taken a knife and made a threat to.
no,
first
that's
responder.
not true, Your Honor.
I completely understand that you may have conflict with what that report is.
Yeah.
At this stage of everything, we're not determining whether you have actually done what they're saying that you have done. We're only determining whether there was cause to arrest you and what conditions can be set or should be set in order to release you if you are safe in the community. There's about 15 different factors that I have to take in consideration when setting release conditions. I did take a look at this and I understand kind of what you're getting at. What I am concerned about is that the allegations are that you used a deadly weapon to threaten someone.
That's not
So I
true,
have
Your
to
Honor.
weigh everything when
I
setting
understand.
release conditions.
I understand,
The
Your
state was
Honor.
recommending that I set a $50,000 cash bond. I'm not going to do that. I'm
Thank you.
setting a $10,000 cash bond on your case. You've had very little criminal history. I am concerned about the allegations today, but there's nothing besides the allegations today that indicate that you are necessarily in danger. But I do have concerns about the allegations that are in front
I
of me.
understand, Your
That's
Honor.
why I'm setting what I'm setting. Now, what I will tell you is if you go through a bonding companies require 10% plus collateral. So that would be $1,000 plus collateral. What I would also suggest that you do is talk with your attorney at your next hearing. I'm appointing one to represent you. Your
Okay,
attorney can ask for a modification of any of my orders at the next hearing if that's appropriate, but that'll be up to your next judge.
okay.
So I understand completely that you're frustrated and that you have a very different account likely
Well,
of what
it's
the
not so
arresting
much
officer-
being frustrated, Your Honor. It's just I see so many people that there's so much indifference and there's so much bias and there's so much hypocrisy in the system that, I mean, legislative has failed us. Our executive has failed us, allowed these drugs to flood our country, and now how many inner cities after generation have suffered? How many
Sir,
communities
I
have suffered?
appreciate what you're telling me, but that's not really relevant.
I
to what
I
we're doing
understand,
today.
but
So those are gonna be my orders today. I
Thank
would
you, Your
suggest talking with your attorney, okay?
thank you, Your Honor.
Okay,
I
grab
do
your
have,
paperwork,
I do have etiquette and I do have high character. I worked really hard to get my contractor's license, you know, to teach my sons values, to teach my sons the things that are important in life, to represent yourself in a respectable manner, because if you
And I
don't,
very much appreciate you have acted very respectful in court, and I appreciate that.
thank you, sir.
Thank you. Grab your paperwork, take a seat. Oh, good to go. And then officers, I do have information on 7 and 10 on why they're house calls, but why is 5 a house call? Oh, right, thank you. I will find that these individuals are a danger themselves or others. Ms. Bemis was becoming disruptive in court, so I had her escorted out. Mr. Lopez is unable to function, and Mr. Montefiore is combative. So I will find that they're a danger themselves or others. I will provide them their initial appearance at their cell and provide them with a written copy. For number 5, Kimberly Bemis, we're here today on a Superior Court new case. She was arrested on allegations of narcotic drug possession, class 4 felony, dangerous drug possession, class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony, and criminal trespassing, class 3 misdemeanor. I will find probable cause and appoint an attorney, set a status conference on May 14th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on May 16th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court, and I will release her to the supervision of pretrial services. I am not finding probable causes of the dangerous drug allegation because not enough information was provided to the court today. For number 7, Michael Lopez, we're here on a grand jury warrant, arrested on allegations of aggravated assault of a correctional employee, class 5 felony. I will appoint an attorney, set an arraignment hearing on May 7th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court, and I will issue a secured bond in the amount of $25,000. Finally, numbers 10 and 11 for David Matthew Montefiore. We're here today on a justice court warrant and a new case. On his new case, arrested on allegations of aggravated assault, a class 6 felony. I will find probable cause, appoint an attorney, and set a status conference on May 5th at 8:30. On May 14th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing on May 16th at 8:30. And I will release him to the supervision of pretrial services on that case. And on his justice court warrant, on the Hacienda Justice Court on the case of an assault, I will set an arraignment hearing in the Hacienda Justice Court on May 14th at 9 a.m., and I will release him on his own recognizance. I will review each of these individuals' release conditions with them at their cell and provide them with a written copy. If I do need to make any modifications or changes, I will do so either on the record or in writing. Is the gallery now clear, officers? Officers, is the gallery clear?
Get on standby, let me double check. Gallery clear.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and have, Daniel Martin to the podium.
Sorry, Judge, I didn't realize we were up.
Oh, you're fine, not a problem. Sir, let's go ahead and bring you up to the podium. May I have your name and date of birth?
Yeah, my name is Daniel Sosa Martin. My date of birth is 9/10/77.
Thank you, counsel.
Thank you. Good evening. Omer Gurian on behalf of Mr. Martin, who's present to my left. If the court will indulge me, hello to Mr. Garcia as well, our DCA. I have not seen him in a while, and I didn't know he was a prosecutor now.
Mr. Garcia is on the line. I see him on Teams here. Mr. Garcia, did you want to announce?
That's right. I'm everywhere. Good evening again, Your Honor, and Mr. Gurian. Stephen Garcia on behalf of the state.
Thank you. And Mr. Gurian, were you going to be representing Mr. Martin moving forward or just for today's purpose?
Likely going forward, however, for today's purposes, for right now, until we would ask for an appointment of counsel, just in case there's any gas.
So I will go ahead and begin our hearing. Mr. Martin, we're here today on a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of 10 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, all Class 2 felonies. Mr. Gurian, did you want to be heard on probable cause?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I will find probable cause. I am going to appoint you an attorney right now. As you heard your attorney just state, he will likely represent you moving forward, but I'm going to appoint one just in case. If you do end up cementing an attorney-client relationship there, he can file a notice of appearance and that'll override my appointment, but I want to at least make sure that you have an attorney for your next hearing. I am going to set a status conference on May 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on May 8th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. Mr. Garcia, I did receive the state's recommendation for release conditions. Did you want to add anything additional?
No, thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it.
All right. Mr. Gurian, did you see the state's recommendation?
I did, Your Honor, yes.
Did you want to be heard on probable cause? Or, I'm sorry, on release?
Yes, please. Judge, respectfully to Mr. Garcia, and I certainly understand the position. I think the court's own assessment by the Pretrial Services Division is the correct one. While this court cannot release Mr. Martin on his own recognizance because there will always be a requirement for electronic monitoring, that really is the appropriate release conditions for a variety of reasons. But just looking directly to those factors set forth by ARS 1339-67, just going through them, I never like to say that this is a victimless crime, because obviously at some point there was a victim. However, it's not in the traditional sense. And so there are no victims' views to be considered here. Given the nature of the offense, these are allegations of possession only. There's no allegation of distribution of these images, of sale, of manufacture, no indication that Mr. Martin was involved in any way whatsoever in creating these videos. To the contrary, they were all identified by known hash values. And so these are images that have been floating around. Again, I don't know the specific values, but most of these are floating around through NCMEC for years and years and years, many from the Eastern Bloc. So they're long existing. Mr. Martin does not have a history of serious, violent, or aggravated felonies on his record. And there's no evidence that he's a danger to any other person. This is not an offense involving violence. It's not an offense involving an attack on any person. This is not a hands-on offense. This is not a DV case. As far as the weight of the evidence, Your Honor, I think it's too soon to be able to really speak about that because we haven't seen the evidence. Certainly what's alleged in probable cause is serious. These are serious charges. However, I don't know that we can weigh the evidence at this time. With regards to the next factor, Mr. Martin has significant family ties here in Arizona. He resides with his wife, Ophelia. I actually met with her earlier today. She got us here to do this. Mr. Martin is employed. He's an engineer with Crane Aerospace. He's been doing that particular job since November. He holds a security clearance for that. This is a high trust job, so to speak. And while his stint in Arizona here is relatively recent, they've been here now since November. He's previously a resident of Arizona. He lived here from 2010 until 2017, moved away for work, and then came back again, returning to Arizona. There are no children in the household, as the probable cause statement lists out. There's no one who's directly at risk from these allegations. Mr. Martin does not work around children, works in aerospace. He's not a teacher. He's not involved in the community in that way. There's no indication that Mr. Martin was using illegal drugs or substances. This is obviously not a meth case. Again, the length of resident, while relatively short, has a history before this particular stint. Mr. Martin does not have any arrests or convictions on his record to my knowledge, and I believe that's what the pretrial services assessment indicates as well. There are no failures to appear on his record. I asked him if he's ever had a speeding ticket. He said, yes, I have, but always appeared, resolved it, taken care of it. Mr. Martin is a U.S. citizen, so he's here legally. And as I mentioned, he does reside here in Arizona. Looking at all those factors in bulk, Your Honor, pretrial services with electronic monitoring would sufficiently protect the community and also guarantee his future appearances here in court. Frankly, this is bad timing because Mr. Martin was actually set to meet with me today along with his wife. And up until this point, we knew there was a search warrant that had been executed. The thing I always do and what the plan was to reach out to the detective and tell him, hey, if you'd like to arrange a self-surrender, please reach out and do that. We're always interested in doing that. Mr. Martin is interested in making sure that everyone stays safe and in cooperating. In short, Your Honor, we didn't get the opportunity just because of timing, but that certainly was the plan here. Given all that, Your Honor, given the lack of criminal history, the lack of violence, the employment history, the fact that he will likely lose his job permanently if he's unable to go to work, we are asking the court to release him to pretrial services with electronic monitoring, of course, even with a curfew, if the court feels it's appropriate, provided that he can adjust that curfew for his work hours. That's all I have for you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel. Mr. Garcia?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Mr. Martin, the court has to consider about 15 different factors according to the law when setting release conditions. Your attorney, I think, has been one of the only attorneys to hit just about every one of them when arguing for release conditions, and I appreciate that. But one of the things, a couple of things I have to look at mainly is your criminal history or lack thereof in this case, the allegations that are against you, your danger to if you're a danger to the community, and your likelihood to actually appear at any hearings that I'm setting today. As your attorney had gone over, I don't think that you've had any criminal history that I can see at least. I don't have a worry about you necessarily coming to court, but what I do have a worry about is the nature of the allegations themselves. You have been at least arrested today on 10 counts, but the statement, the narrative from the arresting officers had indicated up to 45 different media files that they believe at this time are alleged child pornography. So at this point in time, I do have some concerns about the nature of the allegations, but they are inherently allegations at this point. This court is not determining whether you've actually conducted any of the allegations that they say that you have. I'm not going to go with the state's recommendation at this point in time based on some of your attorney's arguments, but I am still going to set a bond because I still do have concerns. I am going to set a $100,000 secured appearance bond. I'm also going to order that pretrial services supervises you in the community if you do post that bond, and that they install an electronic monitor on you prior to your release. I will note that pretrial services will enact a curfew as your attorney has requested so that you should be able to go to and from work. But that'll have to be something that you have to work out with pretrial services. I don't typically micromanage that at level. They're generally pretty good at working with your work hours. However, if there is a curfew set by pretrial services, you have to abide by that. I'm also ordering that you not have any contact with the arresting officers. You're not to have any contact with any minors. You're prohibited from accessing the internet through any electronic means except for work, school, or consulting with legal counsel. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription, and you're not to drive any motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All that information is going to be in your paperwork. Do you have questions specifically about my release orders? No. Okay, counsel, anything else you wanted to address today?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Garcia?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and counsel, did you want a copy of his release order?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll make sure to get you a copy as well. Counsel, if you want to use that room back there, feel free.
That would be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Feel free to disconnect. That is the end of the calendar.
All right, good deal.
And that does conclude the 8 p.m. calendar. We will stand in recess until 11 p.m.